In Rwanda, there were two main types of people, Tutsis and Hutus. The Tutsis had a large number of cattle, and the Hutus did not. That's how they were differentiated. The Hutus made up most of the population and government. The totalitarian president, Huevina Habyarimana, who was entirely against anything Tutsis stand for, was pretty much a dictator in the country during the time. But April 6th, 1994, his plane was shot down while he was going somewhere in a plane. And immediately, riots broke out from Hutu extremists who believed it was Tutsis attacking, and it was a huge civil war. After 100 days and 800,000 dead people later, the civil war finally ended after the Rwandan Patriotic Front, or the RPF, who were exiled Tutsis who were in Uganda being trained as military soldiers, they came and finally ended the war. August 23rd, 2003. The Bahamas was experiencing tropical depression, many tropical storms, and they never ceased. They just gained more power and speed, and pretty soon they became a hurricane, known today as Hurricane Katrina. Land lost power, and within 2 days, it was up to Florida. It didn't do too much damage, and then went back into the water. But that's when things got bad. After that, it comes back to the land when everyone else thought it was done and over with. It becomes a Category 5 hurricane with speeds up to 175 miles per hour. 80% of New Orleans was flooded. It caused about $81 billion of damage. Thousands of deaths, millions left homeless, and the entire hurricane extended about 75 miles from its center to the eastern point of it. NAFTA, also known as the North American Free Trade Agreement. It was an agreement in 1994, January 1st, between Prime Minister Brian Mulroney of Canada, President George H.W. Bush of the United States, and President Carlos Salinas of Mexico. The three countries, the United States, Mexico, and Canada, had an agreement that they would be able to trade across borders with each other, tariff-free, with no extra charges. In the 1960s, the internet began as a way for governments to share information. 1983, computers were able to interact with each other. Apple computers start getting more popular. In 1969, ARPA goes online to connect 4 college universities. 1972, email is introduced, allowing people to send online mail to each other. 1994, www.whitehouse.gov is launched, the White House's official website. 1998, Google's first office is launched. 2002, over 58% of the US population used the internet. 2006, at this point there are over 92 million websites. And as of today, the internet and technology just continue to grow.
Finally, I would like to discuss President Barack Obama. He was the 44th president, born in Honolulu, August 4th, 1961. The two candidates that he beat during his first election was John McCain, and during his second election, Mitt Romney. This was in first 2008 and re-election in 2012. President Obama is a graduate of Harvard Law School. He is the first sitting U.S. president to openly support same-sex marriage. He ended the U.S. military involvement in Iraq and he increased troops in Afghanistan and has since cut those numbers of troops in half. He came up with the Obamacare Health Reform Act, patient protection and affordable care.